Well, first of all, I think the quality of education has steadily deteriorated in America.
Tell me about your education, if you don't mind telling us about it.
So I was a military kid. I went to a bunch of public schools, and I would say my education is pretty mediocre. My math and science skills are like pretty low, probably, like based on, I don't know if it's like lower than average, but like, what's that saying, you know? I'd say like overwhelmingly meh.
From your perspective, how do you think the public schools in America are doing?
Not great. I think mostly public schools about indoctrination right now. I know that standardization, the increase in that, has caused a lot of teachers to sort of lose their passion.
I taught kindergarten in a traditional public school, and the curriculum with the mandated testing has changed so much. There's really no time for play, socialization. It's just like numbers, alphabet, words, phonics.
I have been in situations where parents are trying to help third graders with their homework, and they can't do it because it doesn't make sense. We find that the student will say, well, if I don't do it, the way my teacher said, then it doesn't matter if I had the right answer.
Right.
It's wrong.
We grow up in a system, typically, that we think that we need somebody up at a blackboard writing it down and us taking, like there's a standard protocol to learning. And I think that that's stifling. It certainly stifled me when I was in school.
I, for one, was a child who was pretty much always just painfully bored in school. I just remember most of school was about how to survive this excruciating boredom and staying in one spot, and you couldn't work ahead, you couldn't do anything other than what everybody else was doing. For me, real life started when school ended.
I did not enjoy learning, and I was dissuaded from writing because I was told I was math and science, and I did love math and science, and now I'm an author. Mm-hmm. So go figure.
So what do you think the solution is?
I don't have any solutions, but it's definitely not going well.
And it's not easy to come up with, here's the one solution. In other words, dear old United States government, they can't legislate and come up with a solution that's universal.
No one is really able to change the great Titanic of institutional education. It is going along its path, and it is essentially unturnable and unchangeable. I mean, let's face it, if money could have fixed public education, it would have done so long ago. If the newest iteration of standards could have changed public education, it would have done so long ago. And so we continue to throw things that don't work at this great ship of institutional education, trying to change what it is, and it's not worked, and it's not likely to work until it really kind of breaks apart and has to be redesigned. And in the meantime, what's happening, people are not waiting for it to sink and break apart. They're jumping off and finding other ways to get where they want to go.